Hi to those who have joined us at this current moment. We're just going to wait for a few more minutes just to see if we have any more attendees coming on, okay? So just please bear with us. Welcome to the virtual event, Youth Opportunities Group. Obviously, you'll be hopefully, we'll finish before 1 o'clock. We'll try to be as prompt as possible. So if you can just give you a minute or two, let's see if there's any more attendees and we'll start the actual event. All right, thank you. Well, I'll just continue talking anyway while we wait for a few others to join us. Um, like I say, well, what can I say about these opportunities that are coming up? We'll be talking about many job opportunities as well as training that is available to you guys, through this Youth Promise Plus that we work under this one banner. You'll not find one of these projects out there where there's so many of my colleagues and so many of our partners that are working together under one umbrella to help you guys, you know. So like I say, before we go any further, I'll talk to you about some vacancies that we've got available. There's some training that are available as well. We've got Chris and Harry that are coming up soon as well to talk about digital innovator programs. That way you can actually do these courses from your home these days because of this COVID-19 that's come across. Okay. So I guess we'll get started anyway. If some people do join us later on, I'm sure we have our colleagues, we can message them individually. Right, guys. Well, as I've mentioned, this is a virtual event, Youth Opportunities Group session that's happening. Normally, I would come along to your local job centres. I would sit there, maybe about 10 to 12 of you will be there, and we'll talk face to face. I'll be able to deliver programs that we have available, and then obviously you can ask questions directly. But unfortunately, because of this COVID-19, we have to look at modern workplaces. I mean, I'm working from home at this current moment, as you can see. And I'm sure most of you guys are probably at home listening into it or, looking at this session today. Right. As I say, hopefully we will be able to finish by about 20 to 1. If we can, then we'll have some questions that we can take from you guys, and hopefully we'll have some answers for you as well. All right. Now, today's menu that we have available. Now, before we go any further, just wanted to say that this is a live event. It is being recorded. Obviously, the only interaction is for you guys to put any questions that you might have in the chat box, where we can answer later on. My colleagues Sadia and Tara will be monitoring those for you. Okay, other than that, it's more for quality and monitoring purposes really, and sharing this video with our colleagues and partners just to see how we can improve these services going forward, and to better ourselves really, because it is a new way of working, as I've mentioned, since we had the lockdown. Okay, right. My colleague William will be going through the slides for us. William, if you can actually go to the next slide so I can just mention about the menu of today and what's going to be happening. Right, well, in introduction, I'll go through a bit about Youth Promise Plus, and then I'll talk about what we do in Birmingham City Council as Work Ready team. We've got Princess Trust. My colleague Saab will be joining us, and she'll go through all the programs and training that they've got available for you and the opportunities that they've got available for you. Again, I'll talk about University Hospital. We've got obviously the NHS, provisions at this current moment, recruiting, and there'll be some good opportunities that are coming up. I'll go through that with yourselves. Now, Birmingham Youth Services that work with us to the age, anyone up to the age of 25. Again, I'll just go through a bit about them, and our colleagues that deal with Solihull Youth Promise Plus with anyone that lives in the North Solihull, which is Chelmsley Wood. I'll go through that with yourselves. And as I mentioned earlier, Chris and Harry, I've already learned something new from them already just by chatting to them prior to coming on board. They'll be talking about digital innovators program. Again, I'll let them do all the chatting. And if you got any questions, please use the chat box. Now, if you're on the mobile phone, on the top right hand side, if you just tap, you will see there'll be a little chat bubble with a question mark. And if you're on your laptop, if you just hover your mouse or a cursor along the middle, you will see all the options for camera to go onto mute, and also to go into a chat box to put any questions through to us. All right, and I promise, and I'll try my best, and with my colleagues, obviously, try to answer as many questions as we can. And if we can't, obviously, straight after this program, this section today, we will be sending out an email to yourselves as well. All right, so you can get in touch with us on the YOG, and I'll go through all the links and the email addresses a bit later on that you can actually how you can access our services. Okay, thank you. Just bear with me a few minutes. Right, William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Because as I mentioned, it is something new for a lot of you guys. It might be a new tool that you'll be using. So I just wanted to let you know a bit about Teams and how Microsoft Teams works. At this current moment, obviously, if you tap on your phone, as I mentioned, you can get all the menus that come up, especially the chat bubble that we need you to interact with us. Okay, so please do interact. If you're on your laptop, as I mentioned, just hover your mouse around the middle and you will be able to get the menu and you can choose from that. And turn camera microphone, well, as I said to yourself, because it's a link, it's more for us really to turn our microphones off just in case if one of our colleagues talking, or like myself, obviously you can see me on the video. We can also turn the video on for yourself. Right, now again, as I've mentioned, if you can go to the next slide, just wanted to go through a bit of efficacy on what we need from yourselves today. Now, any sort of messages that we might, it might be not appropriate to our session today. Our colleague Sadia and Tara will be looking at this. You can be dismissed from this program. And as I mentioned, obviously, you will need to go back to your job center and we'll discuss it with your coaches. Now, today, if you do have any technical difficulties, please try logging back in again. And if you have any issues where you need to go early, just leave a little message on the chat box and we'll monitor this and we'll get back to you. All right. And again, there will be a questionnaire. It'll be nice for you to just join in straight after this and let us know how you feel and see, how we can improve on these sessions for next time around. Okay, so as I say, it is every day is a learning for us as well, and not just for you. I'm sure we can have a lot of information that we'll be passing on to yourselves today. But again, if there's any feedback that can help us to improve for future delivery, it would be nice. Okay, so please interact with us. Like I said, William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right, I need to mention this just in case you guys do drop out. So I'm sure my colleague Sadia will put this on the chat box as well at this present moment, so you can have a quick access to this. Now we have an email address that you can log on to, YOG, obviously Youth Opportunities Group Session for short. So yog@birmingham.gov.uk. Please email us, we need to hear from yourselves. Now, on the other hand, if you wanted to register directly, it's www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. So if you go on our website, you can put your details in and one of us will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, now William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Now, the main reason you're here today is to find out the opportunities that we have. Now, I just wanted to give you a little taster before we start our delivery of what we can offer to you going forward. At this current moment, I am looking for anyone who's interested in construction. If you have a CSCS card, we look or in a bit of experience, working on a site. It doesn't have to be a major, large site that you may have worked in. Just something even residential, domestic construction site, any labouring, experience that you might have. Now, junior form worker carpenter is a great opportunity that's come up for Mulder Tower that's being built on Broad Street. It used to be one of the tallest tower outside of London. By here, there's going to be another one that's going up taller. That's a 42-story building they're building there. So it's a form worker working initially going in and trying to build temporary structures to keep the area safe and secure. So if you've got something about yourself with a CSCS card, please get in touch with us. The closing date has been extended. This was a vacancy that was closed recently, but it's been extended because we are looking for more candidates. Okay, so the closing date is on the 13th of August, so please get in touch with us. Now, Balfour Beatty Vinci is a huge company that's managing all of the West Midland area of HS2, which is a high-speed rail that's coming across to us for the next 10 years approximately. Apprentice lab technicians they're looking for, as well as graduates, environmental graduates. Now, if these positions are not for yourselves, we do have others available. I just wanted to give you a little taste at this current moment. We've got administrative positions as well with the Office of Public Guardian, which is a civil service post that are coming up soon, hopefully. And again, we've got adult education budget partners that are working on programs that are delivering on things like, working in the job center, working in retail, working in catering sector. And if all this is not for yourself or you're not ready for work, we've got training programs available. If you don't have a CSCS card and you want to go into construction, we've got providers that will provide you with programs. I mean, there's one starting as of Monday, this coming Monday, 10th of August, program starting over in Newtown in Birmingham. So, there are local provisions available to yourself, and please get in touch with us for this as well. And there are many other provisions. I've just touched on HS2 that are coming up for this as well. Okay, William, if you can go to the next slide for me. Now, I wanted to show you Youth Promise Plus video, what we've been doing so far on this program. Now, before we go any further, I just wanted to say, anyone from the age of 15 going all the way to the age of 29, we can help you on this program, okay? Now, Youth Promise Plus itself supports you. There are partners that are working with us that will support you if you don't feel as though, you're not job ready. Now, there are some success stories that have come out of this, and this video obviously will be about you guys. So there are participants that were on our program who got into work or training that'll be talking about their experience. Okay, now it was filmed before COVID-19, so I admit, we didn't follow the social distancing protocol at this current moment. But again, as I mentioned, with the modern workplace, we want some success stories from you guys. So next videos that we do, hopefully it'll be from one of you guys, or a few of you guys that are going into work. So we'd love to hear from you, love to create a journey, and love to create a success story for you. So if you can hear out on this, and I'll come back to you in 2 seconds. Okay, thank you, William. So William, is there a volume on this?
Are you 16 to 29?
Thank you, William.
A training or education opportunity? Do you live in Birmingham or Solihull? If the answer is yes, our one-to-one service can help you.
We work with young people who need that extra bit of support. We can help them look at their movement to education, training and work.
They gave me interpersonal skills, helped me build up my teamwork, my confidence. I have a job now thanks to them. I am going to college soon, in like 2 months. I'm going to study what I really am passionate about. I'm going to study game development, and I'm finally going to be able to do my GCSEs. I feel overall happy and better than I ever thought I would.
My advisor, Abdul, came in and told me about the program, and I was pretty much sold on it from then. They helped me rewrite my CV and made it stand out, and they got me the interview, so I wouldn't be here without them. I think this is the best job I have. I'll recommend it to anyone.
There's lots of other things we do outside of employment for the young person to ensure that the employment it can be sustained.
I'm a single mum. I've been single since she was born back in 2016. I've been in care. They've helped me boost my confidence. She's helped me realise that I can get a job.
We'd like to help you to look through your options. Youth Promise Plus wants to speak to you.
Hello, guys. Right. Well, I'm hoping you enjoyed a bit of success story from these guys at this current moment. So, as I've mentioned, hopefully we can create some success stories for you guys as well. Okay, so whether it's training, whether it's employment, we can help you through this. So I just wanted to share some information that what we do in Birmingham City Council first and foremost with Work Ready team. So William, if you can put the slide on for me, please. Right. So you know, as I've mentioned before, if you feel as though you're job ready, you know, and it just CVs need tweaking or anything like this, we can do that for you. If you feel as though there's basic interview techniques that you need, again, myself, Sadia and Kuldeep, that's it in the Birmingham City Council, you know, work ready team, we can go through this with you. I admit, you know, we're working from our home, but given the opportunity, we can try coming out to yourself, depending on, you know, how we work with the risk assessment that's completed. I mean, youth services, they'll be opening their doors soon, hopefully, I hear, you know, so we can even get you to come locally in one of those centres. Even the library is hopefully going to be opening soon. So given all the risks that are coming across, we want to obviously make sure that you guys are safe, you know, and at the same time, we need to be safe as well. So not just we want to get you into work, we will complete any risk assessments. If you feel as though, you know, you financially, you may not be sure about going into work, we could do in-work benefit calculations for you, you know. On the other hand, travel and other expenses that you might have issues with, in the meantime, if you feel as though there's a necessity where you need to get some travel, talk to your work coaches, you know, and they'll look at individual cases and see if they can help. And if you register with us on Youth Promise Plus, we can look at your case and help you in that way as well. And I'll talk to you about travel training that Solihull provide for anyone living in Birmingham or Solihull, really. I'll go through that in a bit. Apprenticeship and traineeship, as I mentioned, you know, I admit that's just one with the form worker position, but there are many others that are coming up. Apprenticeships and traineeship, especially if you feel as though you're not going to construction, because that's my sector. We can put you in 5 days work training program over on Broad Street, just near the Hyatt's Hotel, to get some experience where there's employers there, and you can also get yourself into work through them as well. You know, coaching and mentoring, if you feel as though you need that little bit, we can provide that. You know, we can provide that for you through ourselves. If we can't, we can always refer you to someone as well. Okay, right. If you can go to the next slide for me, please, William. Guys, I just wanted to mention, obviously, mask being, you know, one of the aspect that we have for getting on a bus, even going into a shop. I mean, the other day I tried going to one of the local corner express store, and they wouldn't allow me in without a mask. You know, I had to go back into my car, pick this up. So again, you know, if you feel worried, if you feel anxious about these things, we will try helping you. And I know for a fact with my hierarchy, they're considering providing, you know, masks is available. I don't want to really promise you anything yet, but hopefully we will have something like this for you as well. Okay, so like I say, if I can just go through this little slide with yourself, and I just wanted to give you a little picture of what's happening at this current moment. First and foremost, we want to make sure that you guys are safe, you know. Obviously, the very first picture about traveling, using hand gel in workplace. On the right hand side, you can see there's a warehouse position. Now, these are the themes, and these are the, you know, things that are being addressed by employers at this current moment. One of the major issues I mentioned about traveling on public transport. Some of you guys have probably already been on there. Some of you guys may not have had the experience of it. You know, now getting on there first time, being able to get to the other side of town, you know, you might not be sure about how to do these things. Again, we will we will travel through those journeys, whether we do it virtually, whether we see you face to face at some point, you know, we can help you. Bottom right hand side, as you can see, interviews. A lot of you guys might have to have an interview, you know, using your Android phone or Apple phone. Some of you guys might have a laptop, so you need to make sure you sit in a corner where it's quiet. You know, you need to make sure that internet is available. I don't know if you can hear some of the noise in the background. I've got children, you know. So you got to be ensuring that, you know, you've got the safe environment, you've got a quiet environment where you can actually interact with the employers on the other side, and listening to the questions they might have. Okay, so again, we can, you know, get you ready for these things. Okay, William, if you can go to the next slide for me, thank you. Again, I just want to mention how you can get in touch with us through the two portals. Obviously, one is an email and the other one is an internet website that we do have, where you can go on and ask questions and register on there for us. Okay, so I'm going to go and pass you on to my colleague, Saab from Princess Trust, and they can talk about the great opportunities that we have. Okay, thank you. Saab, are you available there?
Yeah, hi, sorry. Just
Hello.
a second. Hi everyone, so my name's Sabs, I'm from the Princess Trust. and we're a partner with Youth Promise Plus. So we support young people into employment, education and training. So I currently work with a focus on one-to-one support, supporting young people into employment, education, training. Yeah, so just a bit about the Prince's Trust. If you can go on to the next slide, please, William. There we go. So we're set up by His Royal Highness Prince Charles. We are a leading UK youth charity, and we support young people at different stages of their journey. So we recognise not everyone comes to us. You know, everyone requires different levels of support, but we're here to unlock your potential, and we can provide courses, mentoring and different levels of support, which I'll go into a bit more detail in shortly. But yeah, so whatever you want to achieve, Prince's Trust and Youth Promise Plus are here to support you. With everything that's going on with coronavirus, our centre isn't fully open at the moment, but we are offering remote and virtual support, and we've had really positive reviews about these. So yeah, if we could go to the next slide, please. Oh, the next one, sorry, the one after. There we go, perfect. So just going to give you a bit of information about our upcoming programmes and how you can get involved with us, really. So we run weekly welcome sessions, and these are for anyone that's new to the Prince's Trust. You'll be able to hear a bit more about our programmes and our support in a bit more detail. And then, yes, after that, you can sign up onto our programmes. But some of our other programmes that we do offer, so we offer an enterprise programme. And this is for young people that are interested in setting up their own business. You might have a strong business idea or a plan already in place. You might not have a clue, but realise that self-employment is something that you've always been considering. So that is something that you can learn more about. We've got our Virtual Explore programme, and these work really nicely with one-to-one support. So these are split between employability and personal development sessions. So employability sessions cover things like CVs, interview skills, application form support, transferable skills, which are really important. And we've got our personal development sessions, which cover things like confidence, resilience, finding your direction, and things like that. So those run twice a week. As I mentioned before, we've also got one-to-one support. So some of our programs that I'll mention shortly, you might not, there might not be an upcoming sector or an upcoming program that is interesting to you, so we can work with you on a one-to-one basis to really help to get you to where you want to be. We have upcoming a Get Started with Digital Skills program. It's a week long, and there's a mixture of different digital training workshops. We've got a taster day for that next week. But really you'll be able to learn about different digital tools, how to create a website and explore mobile apps for creative professionals. We've got progression mentoring. So it's similar to one-to-one support, but it'll be from one of our volunteers, and they'll have like extensive experience and be able to support you that way. Again, similar, it's really is, you just need a little bit of a push to help get you to where you want to be. We've got upcoming also, this is coming up shortly, is our Google IT certificate. You can learn about IT customer service and you'll gain a Google IT certificate. So we've got a few spaces left, but that's due to start next week. And also, so I know I've mentioned a lot of things, but we've got our development awards. So you might receive a job or a job offer, or a training offer. And we can support you to getting there. So whether it's paying for travel until you get your first paycheck, it might be requiring a uniform or tools or anything else like a DBS check, things for the job. You don't actually need to be signed up to the Prince's Trust. You just need to be aged between 16 and 30 and have an offer, proof of an offer, really. So we're there to support you that way. That might not be for you, it could be for any friends, but yeah, definitely here to support you in many different ways. Yeah, can we go to the slide before, please, William? Brilliant. You can find a lot more information on our website. We've got a coronavirus support hub, which has a lot of resources there. There's lots of accessible resources which are all free and there's no strings attached. So I'd suggest definitely have a look at our website. The link is there. If you are interested, we can also post it in the chat. Yeah, next slide, please. There we go. And just a bit about the upcoming University Hospital Birmingham programme that we've got. So this is if you're interested in getting into the NHS. At the moment it's clinical roles only, so such as healthcare assistants, but the things that the programme will cover, things such as employability support, learning about the hospital's visions and values. You'll get a lot of support applying for jobs within the NHS, you know, with staff that have an insight into that already, so that's really valuable. You'll also receive some mock interview support and an infection control qualification, and you'll receive all this training and on the programme ready for clinical roles that are due to be released at the end of August and early September time. So there's an online taster day for that next Tuesday. So, you know, I'd say if you're definitely interested in that, please do let us know in the chat box or get in touch with us via our website, or let any of the staff know, because yeah, that programme is due to start on the 17th of August and it runs for 6 days. Yeah, if that's okay. Is that all the slides? Yeah, I've covered that. Brilliant. So I'd just say, I know that's a lot of information to take in. You can have a look at our website, the email that's sent. We can send out some more information on those. If you do have any questions, do put them in the chat box and I can answer them shortly. But I'd say definitely get involved. You've got nothing to lose and there's a lot on offer. Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Saad. Thank you for that. Right, guys, I just wanted to add to this as well in terms of what NHS University Hospital can offer as well, because obviously Saab just mentioned that they deliver programs through Prince's Trust. There's also programs that are running with QE, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, and there's the Learning Hub on Metchley Lane. I'm not sure, a lot of you guys may know it if you're interested in the NHS, obviously, aspect of it. They run programs from there. The next open or registration day is on the 26th. Just wanted to add that as well, on the 26th of August. Now, we will put the details up for you. If you're interested, please email us and we'll give you the details on how to contact them. I just wanted to show you some slides about the Learning Hub, just so you can familiarize with yourselves with this if you're interested. So, William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right. Well, this is the information. I know there's a lot to take in from there, but they tend to give this leaflet out to anyone that's interested. So if you're unemployed and you're looking for work at this current moment, obviously in terms of the eligibility criteria, which I was trying to, sorry, I did miss this at the beginning. So a lot of you guys are coming from the job centre, so I can imagine that you're on universal credit or you're on some sort of benefit. So if you're not in education, training or employment, you're eligible for Youth Promise Plus and you're eligible for these programs that we're talking about today. You know, as long as you live in a B postcode, we can either support you from the Birmingham aspect or the Solihull, which I'm going to be mentioning in a while as well. So as I mentioned, there are many questions asked about duration of the course. Now, prior to COVID-19, they used to run on average of about 3 weeks or so. They used to give you a bit of work placement in the hospital. And recently I was told by one of my colleagues that these programs that are run through Prince's Trust or through the Learning Hub for the NHS, there's an 80% success rate, especially as you know at this current moment with everything that's going on with our NHS heroes. They need people like yourselves if you're interested in these clinical roles. Okay, so please get in touch with us. The next program is on the 26th, or the registration is on the 26th of this month. I've had an email from my colleague Peter, as well as Emma and Anu, to say, they've got spaces available. So if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right. Again, it's just information talking about what the training is all about. If you need to, I can get this emailed out to yourself. I'll put this on for yourself, for you to just have a little look at really. On your phone especially, you might not be able to read all of that. So get in touch with us. I'll email this to you. I can email the whole flyer to yourself. Thank you. Right. Well, we've talked about what we can offer from this aspect. Now I'm going to talk about a bit more about our partners that we've got available and our colleagues from Birmingham Youth Services. So William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right, Birmingham Youth Services. Now, they work with anyone to the age of 25, really. So if you feel as though you're not job ready, or if you feel as though you don't want to, you want to meet someone face to face, hopefully once the youth centres are, open in your local areas, we can confirm, with this. Now, on the other hand, if you need virtual delivery as well, these guys are available. Okay, they're available to give you that one-to-one support. You've got Birmingham Youth Services, but then you've got Birmingham Career Service as well, work with people up to the age of 19. So please don't feel as though, you need to work with just ourselves here. There's variety of, partners, variety of options available to you. All right. So if I can, let's go to the next slide, please, William. I just wanted to mention about Solihull, who work with us, the Solihull Council. Now, they have a great program running at this current moment. It's basically to do with independent travel training. Okay, it's not just for anyone living in Solihull, as I mentioned earlier. It's for people living in Birmingham. And if you're eligible for our project on Youth Promise Plus in Birmingham, you can access this. They can advise you on, the travel network, whether you're traveling by bus, train, all the public transports that's available to yourself. Now, they used to do hand-holding services where they can actually come out to you and, take you through the journeys. But I know at this current moment, they do a virtual delivery, and it's a very useful tool that's been used by guys already on our programs. All right. They also, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right. Now, as I just mentioned about the independent travel training, sorry, William, if you can go to the next one. They're based in Solihull. They work with anyone, same as us. They work with anyone from the age of 15 to 29. All right, so anybody that needs, so not in education, employment or training, they can help you. Yes, it is postcoded, so as long as you live in a B postcode, they can check that for you and they can help you through that. Okay, now say, if you can go to the next slide, I'm just going to give you some little introduction to some of that work in Solihull. Amber, Anna, Vicky and Sarah. And there are others like Saeed who also work from the job shop in Chelmsley Wood. It was just opened just prior to COVID-19 lockdown. I know it is closed at this current moment and they're thinking of opening this up again in the Chelmsley Wood shopping centre. You can meet these guys there as well as in the Solihull Council. I think they're just based near the Touchwood shopping centre as well. So these guys, again, just like ourselves, hopefully following the risk assessment, they can come out to you guys and, meet you guys face to face with social distancing in place, obviously, and give you that support. Right, William, if you can go to the next slide. I've mentioned about the eligibility. Now, the eligibility is same as ours, really, being 15 to 29, must be NEET, not in education or training, and have right to work from, in UK. And as I say to yourself, any of such queries that you might have, please go through ourselves on the website or the address that I'm sure my colleague Sadia has put on the chat box for you guys as well. Okay, right, next slide, please, William. Now, I can't go on about it any more than what we need to. Basically, with COVID-19 in place, please remember that, even though we're talking about jobs and training, we are here to help you, but we are also, in a position where we need to look out for your safety as well. Okay, so we can help you to plan ahead through these programs that we have available. Okay, William, next slide, please. Right, I've got my colleagues here from Digital Innovators, Harry and Chris, who wanted to discuss with you guys a bit more, and I'm sure they can tell you way more about this technical aspect of these digital world and the gamers that are out there. I'm sure these guys can tell you as well, many things about these digital world at this current moment. So, hi Chris, hi Harry, you all right?
Hi, cheers, Abdul. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to shut up now and just pass it on to you guys. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Well, cheers for having us, Abdul. So I'm Harry, and I've part of the Digital Innovators team. I've been part of the Digital Innovators team for about a year now, and what Digital Innovators are is we are essentially a training provider, and we look to bridge the gap between what businesses are lacking and also kind of educational failings that people may have kind of succumbed to. So since I've been there for 12 months, I've kind of seen in real time what actually happens over the course of the program, as the courses tends to be a year long previously. However, we're now condensing it into just 13 weeks. And I've kind of seen the real time growth of a range of students that we have worked with. Yeah, so if we could move on to the next slide, sorry, William, that'd be great. The next one after that, actually. Cheers. Great, nice one. So who are Digital Innovators? So like I said, we kind of originated 4 years ago, in which we kind of realized that businesses, and you may have seen this when you go to an interview, I certainly have many times, and they talk about what they want. However, they can't really articulate in a very clear manner about the types of thing that they want and how we can actually effectively learn them. So we hear them talk about, oh, we want a new recruit that is a good leader, or they're good at communication, or they're good at collaborating with other people. But we're never actually taught that. I was never taught that in education, and I don't know who I learned that from at any point, but from my experience within Digital Innovators, that is what is taught. So what we essentially do is we listen to employers about what they want, and we also talk to young people from the age of 16 above about what they think they're missing. And what has actually happened is we've created additionally across a variety of sectors. So we don't just speak to digital companies or digital students or people with those qualifications. We speak to everyone and anyone. And what we've created a program in which we teach everything from digital techniques to leadership to project management, which we kind of go into a bit more. And we teach this across a 13-week program. The 13-week program itself is completely free of charge for students and businesses alike. And the way that this is ran is there is no selection criteria. We're not bothered about what you've done in the past. We don't care about how many qualifications you've got. We don't care if you have got no qualifications. Our criteria is simple, and that is that we want motivated people. So whether that motivation is anything from simply wanting a job to aspiring to having money or aspiring to something that nurtures people, that's what we want, because as soon as we find someone's motivations behind something, then that's a real driver, and it means that we can harness that and really push anyone and anyone to their full capabilities, even if it's someone that is maybe a bit rogue, that isn't them necessarily by the book in any way, shape or form. That's what we love, because it gives them that edge over other people. And I think that's something that certainly the education system has really forgotten about, and they don't really accept that. So the 13-week program, that it basically starts with a psychometric questionnaire, which you'd be all of you are free to check out at the end of this. At the end of this presentation, we'll send some links over. But what this psychometric questionnaire is, it's in essence a personality questionnaire, but in a lot more depth and a lot more software behind it. And what it does is we take questions on your personality, questions on your abilities, whether that be, we don't mean your abilities to do with maths or English. We don't really want to pay attention to that. What we mean by ability is to do with how well you, in what ways your brain works. So are you a logical thinker, or do you see things in more colours or shapes, etc. And then we also add to that questionnaire, what are your motivations behind things? And what that comes out with is a list of career options that if you went to a company, so say for example you came out with I don't know, a teacher, because you had 90% same personality and aspirations and motivations as a teacher. We're not saying that you have the qualifications to do that or the skills right now to do that, but you have the capabilities to do that. And what this really does, it opens up a lot more. Certainly for me, when I first came, I landed into it, I was like, oh, is this really what I should be doing? For example, we had a student 2 years ago now who was studying sport at BTEC level 2 sport, and he came out as a 90% match with a financial advisor. He had no GCSEs, he failed maths, and he said, why would I be capable of doing this? And it's purely because he had the right mindset to do it and had the capabilities to pick up the skills in order to do it. So what that then leads on to is, once we've done this psychometric test, which you are more than free to do yourselves, and we actually highly encourage it, we then create a project team. And what this project team does, it has hands-on real life work with employers working on a real business project. So what we do is we go into various businesses and we ask for a variety of projects. These projects could be anything from the creation of VR simulations to a marketing project to a sales pitch, or even recruitment. And we take the project from the company themselves, and we create a project team between 3 and 7 students, and you are part of this team. And what you do over the course of the 13-week program is you create and design a new method of doing things, or whatever the business is asking for. And the end goal for us is that between 30 and 40% of the students that go onto this program within that business themselves actually end up landing a job with that company, because they've been taught through the 13-week program with ourselves, in which there are various lessons in which people their eyes are opened up, and they see that, oh, this is what it means to have a young person who has good communication or good leadership skills, or they can think very critically. And then we hope to then land you a job after the 13 weeks. And these, like I said, the projects themselves and the jobs coming out, they are not digital focused. We are called digital innovators because we think the young generation are digitally innate. Their way of thinking will go towards a digital solution in some way, shape, or form. So we help you in many ways. We can help you with learning how to code, or learning how to create games or software design, etc. But that's purely because we see young people as going to a digital solution straight away. So these we work with companies very large and also small businesses. So we work with the NHS. So over the past 12 months, we've created a VR simulation for the NHS that is now live in use across Birmingham hospitals. We've created for BNP Paribas, which is the 7th biggest bank in the world. They've presented marketing findings to the CEO of BNP Paribas in Solihull, and then to smaller businesses in which they're doing everything from marketing and also doing software design. And like I said, it's completely free, and the end goal is that we aim to get at least 1/3 of the people on this program either a full-time apprenticeship or a full-time job with that employer. But enough of me speaking about it. So Chris, my colleague, he has actually been through the program, so I'm going to pass it over to him. Thanks.
Thanks, Larry. So yeah, hi, I'm Chris. I'm 19 years old, and at the moment I'm currently working at Digital Innovators as a junior project manager apprentice. So if we can just put the next slide up, if that's okay, William. Thanks. So just to put it into perspective, around about 1.5 years ago now, I started college, in which at the time I was completely done with normal classroom education. I hated the fact that it was just sort of staring at the front, looking at whiteboards, and then copying down things into a book, and then just sort of memorizing things. So when I started on the 1-week sort of taster course for Digital Innovators, I was sort of just going to quit. But after I actually did the actual 1-week taster itself, it really opened my eyes, because it wasn't like normal classroom environment at all. We did a whole week of sort of team building games and confidence building and confidence boosting games, which at the time I didn't realize, but was actually developing a lot of my skills, like work ready skills, in a really good way. But obviously at the time I just saw them as games. So after that, I went on to do a project with a few of my classmates, which was a software implementation one in Solihull College. Now, we did get a lot done through that, and we learned a lot of skills on the way. However, it sort of fell through halfway through. However, the skills and the know-how and some of the actual working that was done on that first year project was carried over to a second year project that I did with a few other students. Some of the students actually will be shown on screen. Can we just cycle through the next 2 slides, please? Thanks, William. So yeah, these students were working alongside this project, and what the project was we were tasked to create a classroom of the future for something called the Comrade Challenge. So we used things like VR, different software. We catered to different learning types such as kinesthetic, auditory, visual learners. And through that, yeah, then we presented it at the Excel Centre in London, which was a big thing for us because we presented in front of quite a few high up sort of executive people from things like Microsoft and Google. And it was a really good experience for us simply because, you know, we'd never had that experience of presenting in front of people who are that sort of, you know, level. And then after that, Digital Innovators offered me a job as a junior project manager apprentice. So at the moment, I'm doing a degree apprenticeship with Solihull College. So I'm getting the APM project management course alongside working at Digital Innovators. And to be honest, throughout working at Digital Innovators over the past probably almost 12 months now, it's just been really eye-opening to the fact that like you don't get this normal workplace experience in school, you know, in a classroom environment. So yeah, I just think from my point of view, just to end it off and pass back to Harry, it's definitely worth taking part. Just the psychometric test, even, you know, if you're a bit unsure, it's a really good thing to do. So yeah, back to you, Harry. Have we lost Harry? It might be worth trying to turn off your camera, Harry, see if that works. I'll take over if not. But yeah, I think Harry's, to be honest, Harry's mentioned it all. The main thing we want to say is just definitely, you know, get on and try and do this psychometric sort of questionnaire because it's been really helpful for me. It sort of gives you an idea of where to go after you finish school or college, and it's just really important. But yeah, definitely, and obviously, any questions you guys have, please let us know, and we'll answer at the end. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Harry. Oh, sorry to have lost Harry at the end. Right, now that is something really great. And then, as I've mentioned before, because even myself, you know, we're not digitally, what can I say, equipped at this current moment to deal with this COVID-19. And I think people like Chris and people like Harry can help young people like yourselves. And I just wanted to, you know, mention this as well. You know, even though we're talking from our experience, but I just want you to know that a lot of the guys that have come on today as well, we're very passionate about what we do. I mean, Chris has come on board through his experience and through his journey, and he's found out how it's like. You know, that's just one success story. You've seen the video with some success stories of the guys that are working. But, you know, we haven't just come here because it's a job for us. We've come here because we want to help you. We want to make sure that our future is, you know, safer and secure because we can pass on that knowledge to yourselves. You know, I know Harry mentioned earlier that, you know, when you go to study somewhere, they don't teach you about going for an interview. You know, they don't teach you about things about how you can, you know, vision that environment of work. So just because you said you want to work in admin, you know, if you were in a, like a, I don't know, a vehicle mechanic garage place where it's cold in a wintry day, or, you know, or if you worked in an open warehouse, that may not be something you vision. It may be something you visioned about working in a nice plush office, you know, in the city centre on the 15th floor. So, you know, they are right. So if you can do this test, you will know where where you stand. Psychometric tests are really, really valuable tool to use. If you haven't used it in the past, seriously. And again, as I mentioned before, please use our links, and I'm sure we can pass on Harry's and Chris's details as well for you guys to use as well. All right. Just wanted to mention about the whole program. I'm really hoping that, you know, you guys taken a lot from this. We've talked about vacancies that are available. We've talked about training, and it's really nice to end up, you know, with Chris's success story, really. Thank you again, Chris. Sadia, Tara, do we have any questions that we can put across to these guys or myself and see if we can answer them?
Hi Abdul, it's Tara here. We haven't actually had any questions come through today. I think we must be answering all the questions as we go along, which is great. So if anybody wants to just post any questions in the Q&A, you can still do so, and we can pick up. I was thinking, as both Saab and Harry and Chris were talking, Saab had talked about some coding training that happens at Prince's Trust, and Harry and Chris are talking about the amazing, project-related aims that digital innovators have. But also I know there's a whole span of digital training that's funded by West Midlands Combined Authority that's available as well. It really covers loads of different aspects. So if anybody was thinking about other aspects of digital jobs and skills, get in touch with us. We'll try and help you navigate the brilliant opportunities that are out there at the moment. And they really are funded for people with every different kind of ability. Even if you've got particular ability in not so much in social skills, but in those computer skills, and you're highly interested in that kind of area, there are programs for you too. So I think it's something to really consider, and contact us or have a look online. Hopefully under West Midlands Combined Authority, you'll find some really good digital skills information. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tara. And just want to recap on the opportunities that are available through NHS as well. 26th of August is a registration day, and I know Saab mentioned as well of the online opening that they've got through Prince's Trust as well, Saab.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we've got an online taster day for the program that I mentioned on the 11th of August. So the last day to really sign up to that is tomorrow. Okay,
Perfect. Thank you. And like I said to you guys, now thank you for listening to us, and thank you to my colleagues and our guests as well, Chris and Harry, for coming on board. And I'm sure, no doubt, we'll invite you again for this session again. Thank you again, Chris, for sharing your success story. Really
Thanks a lot for having
appreciate
us.
it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Just a quick mention, if you guys are still on there, how you can get in touch with us through YOG at birmingham.gov.uk, and also our website is www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. So if you've missed any of these events, like I said to yourself, please get in touch with us and we can get back to you. And you will receive an email with a feedback questionnaire. So just so we can improve going forward in terms of how we deliver, really. So just more of a quality purposes and monitoring purposes for us. Okay, so please do fill in the questionnaire for us as well. Thank you again, guys. Thank you for listening to us. Okay, bye-bye.